These simple mistakes absolutely destroy your bass. A lot of people keep making these mistakes without even knowing that they're destroying their bass. Number one is make sure that your box is fully sealed with no air leaks. It's because whenever your box is not fully sealed, for one, that's going to create unwanted noise in your subwoofer, and you're most likely going to hear that. But you'll also lose some SPL because all that air that your subwoofer is moving is not going where it's supposed to go. It's coming out of a random hole from your subwoofer box. So it'll definitely decrease your bass. Some good ways to fix this is by using wood glue. You could even use drywall spackling or even hot glue. As long as the hole is fully sealed, then it should work. The next thing that could destroy your bass is by having your main speakers or treble turned up too high, because whenever this is turned up too high, it can overpower your subwoofer. So the best way to fix this is by going into your receiver settings or your head unit settings and turning down your treble or your main speakers, and then just turn it down some and test it out and see if your speakers and subwoofer are more balanced. This is also a free way to get more bass if you don't have the most powerful subwoofer. The third thing that absolutely destroys your bass is incorrect wiring. So this mostly applies if you have more than one subwoofer, because let's say you have two subwoofers, and if they are both wired out of polarity, then that means one subwoofer will be moving inwards and the other subwoofer will be moving outwards. And this is bad because that means that the subwoofers are canceling each other out and you're definitely going to be losing bass. But it's as simple as just switching the wiring for one subwoofer, and now you can get so much more bass. So just make sure that for both of your subwoofers that the positive is actually going to the positive and the negative is actually going to the negative, and then you'll be getting some good bass. The fourth thing that destroys your bass is incorrect amplifier gains. Now this setting literally could destroy your bass, because if your amplifier gains are too high, then you could blow your subwoofer and you could end up with having no bass at all. I do have a video in the top right corner right here if you guys want to watch that after watching this video on how to set up your amplifier gains correctly, because amplifier gains can not only destroy your subwoofer, but it also could add distortion, and distortion is bad because you're not going to be getting the optimal sound quality for your subwoofer. But your amplifier gains could also be too low, so your subwoofer could be getting underpowered too. The fifth thing that absolutely destroys your bass is box placement. So as simple as moving your box could drastically change your bass, but it could also change your frequency response too. So I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of the subwoofer crawl, but it's actually true. So you want to start moving your subwoofer a little bit to the left or maybe a little bit to the right, or if you're inside of a car, then you could try facing your subwoofer forwards towards the front of your car or towards the back of your car, and you're definitely going to hear a difference in the sound. So you just keep moving your subwoofer until you find the loudest position. This really can make a difference, so I do recommend you guys trying this. The sixth thing that absolutely destroys your bass is not having enough box bracing. Box bracing is very important because, for one, if you don't have enough box bracing, then your box is just going to be rattling like crazy, especially if you have a big or powerful subwoofer that moves a lot of air. But also, all that flexing in your box from not having enough bracing could also lead to it canceling out some bass frequencies, and it could lead to it losing SPL. So if you just add some box bracing, it could make your subwoofer louder, but it's also definitely going to remove that really annoying rattle. So make sure that your box has enough bracing for your subwoofer. The last thing that absolutely destroys your bass is using bass boost. Now if you know how to use bass boost, then it could not be so bad, because if you do set bass boost and then set amplifier gains, then it's not so bad. But if you're just using bass boost blindly, then I'm not sure how long your subwoofer is going to last. But bass boost also can introduce some distortion. So if you don't know what you're doing, then just turn your bass boost off completely, because bass boost isn't going to do anything but hurt your subwoofer if you don't know what you're doing. Now it looks like you reached the end of the video. If you follow these steps, your subwoofer should sound better and louder now. And if you guys know anything else that destroys your bass, please leave it down below in the comments so everybody else can use those tips too. I appreciate all y'all for watching. Hopefully you guys learned something new today, and I'll see you on the next video.